This episode of the Popture podcast was brought to you by our Patreon. If you want to tell us which films we should watch, listen to up to 2 extra exclusive podcasts a month, or give us something to discuss in our new post-credit scenes at the end of each episode, then please consider joining the cult and donating at www.patreon.com/cultpopture. Hello everybody and welcome to the Popture podcast. We are coming to you from a level 2 alert level here in Auckland and Christchurch, New Zealand, where Richard, Jess, hi, how are you? How are you guys? You going
good?
Yeah. Nice. We as a nation, our team of 5 million have done such a great job of kicking COVID-19's ass that shops and things have comfortably opened today, and everyone is the sunshine is on the horizon.
I wouldn't say this comfortably opened.
No, that's probably true. But I broke my bubble today.
Oh.
I broke my bubble. My friend Kate came over and she saw me and she was like, "Oh my God, it's AJ!" And she came up to me and gave me a hug. And she's a nurse and works at a hospital. And just like that, my bubble was burst, and now my bubble is shared with an entire hospital.
Wow.
So it's amazing how quick that happened.
Do you want to just explain what's happening for anyone not in the loop?
Well, I don't have to. This is something that everyone's in on the loop in, except this is from the future when whatever country you're from that isn't New Zealand is getting to the same levels of eradication as us.
Eradication of what? What if you're listening to this in 100 years?
Coronavirus, the defining, the
most
Spanish
important
flu
thing to happen
of
this
2020. Yeah. Well, anyway, we thought it'd be cool to give you guys a pretty lax episode of the Popture podcast
where it just feels like you're hanging out with your mates.
It just feels like you're hanging out with your mates.
A lot of people can't do that.
Yeah. And so we're giving you, we as privileged, entitled people being able to hang out with our mates now are delivering that to the rest of the world.
I hung out with 3 mates today. I burst my bubble by 3 people. I feel
wow.
It was kind of, I forgot how to talk to humans really. But you guys are number 4 and 5, so 5 people today.
I've hung out with you every day.
You guys are in the same bubble, and we're not in the same room together, Jess. So I don't think that's counts.
Okay.
Just stop trying to bump your numbers up.
Just trying to be cool.
Anyway. Today on the podcast, what we're going to do is we're going to play a game, and I need to do a bit of explaining because there's a possibility you'll read what the title is and have a few assumptions or presumptions, the evil version of assumption, about what this episode is. So today we're going to play a game called Bang, Marry, Kill. Is that what it's commonly referred to as?
I've heard fuck, marry, kill.
Nah.
Yep.
For me, it's always been shoot, shag, marry.
Now, I respect shoot, shag, marry, but I do not want to say shag that much. It's a word that feels bad in my mouth. I do not like saying the word shag.
Oh yeah, thank God we have the classy term bang.
Yeah, I like bang better. It reminds me of Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
There needs to be a version where it's all alliterative.
I agree, but I don't think shoot, shag, marry is the shoot, shag. What is it?
Shoot, shag, marry.
Yeah.
Marry, murder, make love.
Wow.
Oh, I like that.
Mac. Remember Mackin? Mackin on chicks.
And we're doing a pop cultural version of that to keep it vaguely, connected to the podcast's core concept. Yeah. And I realize what some of you are thinking. Bang, Marry, Kill is it's quite a crass game. I'm sure if you have played it, you've played it in groups of friends talking about people you know or about even celebrities in a way that in 2020, I don't quite feel comfortable being, stooping to that level of objectification necessarily, right? One of the reasons that Jess is on this episode is so we can have a female perspective.
So we can objectify her.
No.
We love women.
So there are a few ground rules that I've put in place, and we all came up with some trios, and we got some from our Discord as well, which I'll leave a link to in the show notes, and you should join our Discord where you can contribute to episodes like this. What I've done is made it so 95% of these, we're talking about abstract concepts. We're talking about a movie and a personification of that movie, and as opposed to like which of the Spice Girls would you bang, right? We're not talking about actual people. We're talking about movies and concepts from movies as if they were personified. And what I want to get to now is how interesting I find Bang, Marry, Kill.
Yeah.
I'll be brief. I think Bang, Marry, Kill, despite its reputation, is really a fascinating exploration into your personal psychology. You right?
Mm-hmm.
You're allergic to bullshit.
No, you have to keep this on.
I think that Bang, Marry, Kill can be a really fascinating exploration into your personal psychology, and it sucks that there's so much rightly so negative stuff associated with it. But I think it's fascinating to look at three options and in your head work out these three kind of pillars of base human emotion that you assign to. If you had to, what you would assign to each of those three things, right? Because it's not as simple as one's your least favorite, one's your second favorite, one's your most favorite, right? Because there is a difference between killing, like sometimes you kill one of your options out of mercy. Sometimes you kill it because you think it's time. Sometimes you like want to marry something to protect it or because it means more to you, even though the thing you want to bang seems more immediately exciting. Right?
Yeah, or sometimes you choose the thing you want to marry because you just want to bang it so many times.
Well, that brings up another topic.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
In the bang and the marry categories, bang, that's just bang once, right?
Yeah.
But in the married category, sorry, too many people. Do you get to bang them all the time? Like, if you were married?
Of course. I think what marrying represents is less about being able to bang them more often and more like that real deep connection with them, right?
Well, yeah, so the way I sort of see it is like, it's one is get rid of, or like don't like, generally, unless, there's special ones where it's like, oh, I would put them out of their misery or whatever. One is like don't like, one is like, a short-term like, and then one's long-term like.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. Most of the time it is them. But and to add another layer on top of that, as I said, we are going to be dealing with abstract concepts, which is even more fascinating in a way to work out, like, which of these movies would I want to have sex with and which would I marry? It's fascinating to me, and I apologize if it sounds like I'm trying to prop up something inherently shallow. I genuinely think this is a fascinating game and a fascinating kind of thought exercise. So to give you an example for what we're talking about, this is the example I used in the Discord to explain this adapted concept to our listeners. If your options are The Shawshank Redemption, Fast and Furious, and I don't know, what's a bad movie? Freddy Got Fingered, you would obviously kill Freddy Got Fingered, you would marry The Shawshank Redemption, and you'd bang the Fast and Furious because Freddy Got Fingered is a bad movie.
Fast and Furious, and that's what you want. That's what good lovemaking should be.
Well, yeah, sort of. No,
It's canon that we date, right?
Yeah.
One is fun for in the moment. One is just a terrible thing you don't want in your life, and one is like a movie that is so good that you want to grow old with it. So I feel like that's a very an easy example. Okay, let's get into it. I've got my first example here that I'd love to get from you guys.
Yeah.
And it's not particularly conflicting or difficult, but I do think it is. It
eases us into the concept.
Yeah. Okay, so. Guys, Bang, Marry, Kill, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, El Camino.
I would kill El Camino, bang Better Call Saul, marry Breaking Bad.
Interesting. I am bang Breaking Bad, marry Better Call Saul, kill El Camino.
I have not seen Better Call Saul, so I'll just kill that one because no interest. I would...
Story of my life.
bang El Camino and marry Breaking Bad.
So I would like to explain where I'm coming from here, and you guys are welcome to as well. To me, El Camino, you kill El Camino because it's done. It's like the last thing I want is a sequel to El Camino. That story is wrapped up in a very satisfying way, and so I'm killing it because it's time to put it to bed. I'm holding the pillow over its head and firing the shot into its face.
Oh my god.
Breaking Bad.
The pillow
I'm
wasn't
banging-
enough. Jesus Christ.
I had to make the gunshot quieter. I didn't have a silencer.
You could have just smothered them with the pillow.
Well, that's going to take a long time.
If it's a one shot, isn't it dead anyway now?
Yeah. I would bang Breaking Bad because it's more high octane and there's more the heights that Breaking Bad reach are so exhilarating that I would rather experience those in these short, quick bursts. And couldn't necessarily see myself being able to keep up for an entire lifetime commitment, right? And Better Call Saul is slow and develops in such an interesting way and is so intriguing and wonderful and Better Call Saul's kind of magical to me because on paper it sounds like such a bad idea, and then people describe it as a real slow burn, which also sounds like a bad way to follow up Breaking Bad. But when you actually watch it, you discover that it's actually this real complex story, and there's a lot of beauty in it, and that's what I'm more attracted to in a life partner.
That was very beautiful. I don't know. I just feel like I have more of a connection with Breaking Bad.
I understand that. I can respect that.
Way to slam down your drink bottle as you start talking.
It's a glass. Give me one of your guys' ones.
Okay. Shoot, Shag, Marry, the Raimi Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, or the MCU Spider-Man?
This is a great one. All right, what do you think, Richard?
Oh, this is hard because if we're talking about like, it's one of those things that like we talk about the way they adapted the comic, or if we're just talking about the people, like.
Well, we're not talking about the people because we're not objectifying people. We are talking about the interpretation of the character and not the physical embodiment of those people.
Yeah, so
we're not talking about Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, and Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
Jess, do you want to start us off?
Okay. I actually haven't really thought about this.
I haven't thought much about my other ones either.
I haven't thought about these. I would probably shoot the Amazing Spider-Man. I hated it. I would bang the Raimi Spider-Man because it's like new, fresh and exciting. You know, there's a bit of a spark there. And I'd marry the MCU Spider-Man because I feel connected to that character and, you know, what's happening in that guy's life.
I don't know if I'm the same. I think I would kill. Everyone's going to kill Amazing Spider-Man. I'm assuming.
I think so. Yeah.
It has to happen.
I would switch the other two around though because I would rather bang the MCU Spider-Man because the MCU Spider-Man is kind of it's already like a diluted form of Spider-Man just because of the nature of the MCU. The heights with it aren't high enough for me to think I could spend my entire life with it. Whereas I would love to marry Raimi Spider-Man and experience at least. Oh wait, I just
the massive downfall towards the end of his life.
So what, does my marriage end in a divorce? Maybe this is more a case of This is a case of like Raimi Spider-Man is the sexier one, but like the MCU Spider-Man is the sensitive.
Raimi Spider-Man has
decision.
a massive like half-life crisis.
Yeah.
I think marry MCU, bang Raimi.
Yeah, maybe that is right because you want that consistency, and a marriage is maybe more important to be consistent than it is to have extreme highs and extreme
but it's
lows.
also, you know, variable in fun ways, but always in fun ways, not in cringy.
I never want
ways.
to eventually. I don't want to have the same enjoyment level with my marriage, my future marriage, that I have with the Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. I don't want it to ever feel like it was really like some of the best things I've ever experienced, and then it's kind of funny because it's stupid. Like, I don't want to ever feel that way about my actual marriage.
Nice. So I've been really busy, so I actually didn't get a chance to really come up with any. And I was figuring I would come up with some on the fly, but I did think of one. It's not. I say it's not really. It's not at all pop culture related. But I was driving home. And so at the moment, there's like all these signs out, and like they're normally like, there's a crash on the motorway, or like, you know, there's an event coming up this weekend, expect delays or whatever. But nowadays it just says stay safe, be kind, COVID-19.govt .nz. And so my I thought made me think. So my bang, marry, kill is bang. Sorry. The three options are stay safe, be kind, and covid19.govt.nz.
I feel there is an obvious. You obviously want to bang, stay safe, right? And I would marry Be Kind, and I guess I would kill the website. I don't think that's maybe we need the website.
Yeah, I think
maybe I
probably
need to
do,
marry
dude.
the website.
No,
maybe
I would
being
flip those first
maybe-
two from like a female perspective.
Mm.
You marry, be safe.
Stay safe.
Stay
Oh.
safe. You marry, stay safe.
Interesting.
You marry safe, and like
But you want to bang
But I
someone
want to
that's,
bang
like,
someone
real
that's kind.
nice.
You know, someone that
I want
strokes
to
your
bang
face during it.
covid19.govt.com, whatever.
Yeah.
Nice. I thought you were going to say your three options were bang, marry, kill. Bang, marry, kill, bang, marry, kill.
Oh,
Meta.
that's good. Okay, bang, marry, kill, bang, marry, kill.
I would marry, bang, kill, marry, and bang, kill? Kill, bang? What am I up to? Didn't really think about it. All right, I've got another one for you guys here if you're interested. Are you interested?
Yes.
Nah, might head off.
Yep. Okay. Bang, marry, kill. The Colgate Saturday Night Feature.
Oh.
Super Simpsons Saturday on Sky One.
Oh.
Or Demo 1 1997, the PlayStation 1 demo disc.
Okay, so should we explain what these are?
What is the
Sure,
demo disc?
Colgate Saturday Night Feature was just in the early 2000s and late 90s. On Saturday night, there would be a movie.
They would
like a
play
family
either
movie.
The Borrowers or The Witches.
Yeah, like real, like famous family movies. Super Simpsons Saturday on Sky One was every Saturday on like New Zealand's version of cable. They would just play The Simpsons like for 24 hours. Like they played it.
So the Super Simpsons Saturdays was every Saturday, and it was from like 3 until... or maybe it was midday until 6 or something like that. It was a 6-hour block of Simpsons that they played every Saturday, and then occasionally they would do Simpsons weekends where they would play it for like 48 hours.
Right. And Demo 1 1997 is for those who had a PlayStation 1 back in 1997. You chuck that baby on, you hear that creepy music, and all of a sudden you're transported to this. The menu looks like the inside of a lava lamp, and you're playing games like Abe's Odyssey for 45 minutes. You're playing games like Cooler World. You're playing Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. You're playing Spyro the Dragon. You're playing Tekken 3. Like all these, like one level of each, but a staple in early video gaming for those of us who played video games at that time.
So I'm actually not familiar with the Demo 1 disc. So I would
Okay.
kill that without a fucking second thought.
Wow.
And then I would bang the Colgate Saturday Night Feature.
It's different every time.
Yeah. And then I would, of course, if you know me, I would marry Super Simpsons Saturday on Sky One, later renamed to The Box.
Solid.
What about
So
you, Jess?
I would...
You do the same?
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. I don't know anything about the demo disc. I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah. I never even heard of a PlayStation.
So that can just like die a slow death. And then
A slow death.
slow death specifically. Marry Simpo and bang Colgate Saturday Night. Because every now and then they put on a real fun one like Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, you only get to bang them once, so it might
Oh.
you might get The Witches,
What
or
would-
you might get The Borrower.
What would be the Saturday Night Colgate movie that you would bang if you had a choice?
The Witches.
The Witches.
Nah, that gets real fucking weird.
Yeah.
The Borrowers.
Mm.
Or, no, actually,
Quite small.
The Indian in the Cupboard. That was the third one they played.
Repressed memories, man.
I would bang Colgate Saturday Night Feature for the same reasons as you guys. I think I would kill Super Simpsons Saturday. I think that actually no, sorry. Let me do this again. I would marry Super Simpsons Saturday because that's
I was gonna say you guys might have to break
consistency.
up.
And it was early it was early Simpsons, so just Golden Age Simpsons stuff.
Yeah, they would catch up to like season 11 or 12 and then start from the start again.
Yeah. I would kill Colgate Saturday Night Feature, whatever. It's different every time. I don't need it in my life. None of the movies were ever that good. Or they were critical in my upbringing. I can't remember. I can't really remember. But boy, am I banging Demo 1, the PlayStation disc, because listen,
your penis would fit in the hole.
Because my penis would fit in the hole. No, because you throw that baby on and there's something very tantric about it. There's something that like, I may regret it. I may be out of my depth, but I would be a fool to pass up the opportunity of banging something that spiritually in tune. Like, you're going to have a memorable time if you bang the PlayStation 1 demo disc.
Nice.
All right. Jess, do you have another one for us?
I do. All right.
Let me hear it.
Pinhead Larry, Mermaid Man, or the Dirty Bubble. And I know these are like characters, but they're not real. So I feel like this still fits in with the concept.
This is from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
For those who don't know. Do people know is Pinhead Larry actually on screen, or is that a name given to the other characters?
I guess he's not. He's just like, he's mentioned, and then other people are accused of
being
him.
That shot of
Patrick.
of Patrick where he goes, who you call Pinhead?
I would spend one fleeting but beautiful night with Ernest Borgnine's Mermaid Man, because I think he'd be a sensitive lover. I would marry Pinhead Larry because he'd always keep me guessing, and I'd kill Dirty Bubble.
I would swap. I would marry Mermaid Man, and I would bang Pinhead Larry. But the Dirty Bubble, getting popped.
I would kill Pinhead Larry because by all accounts he a bad guy. I would marry Mermaid Man and bang the Dirty Bubble because gotta get a little bit dirty sometimes.
The Dirty Bubble does, in his name alone promises some a good experience.
Yeah. Wink.
All right, let's do kind of like an obvious one, but I think the answers legitimately will be interesting. Bang, marry, kill the Star Wars original trilogy, prequel trilogy, sequel trilogy.
Marry original trilogy. Oh, fuck.
Of course.
Wait, no.
Right. Of course. So you marry original trilogy. I think that's probably a given for everyone. Yeah. But then you get to the next two and you're like, shit, man. Like, because for me...
Nah, 100% bang the prequels, kill the sequels.
Really?
I thought about it. Well, because I was like, oh, there's some good stuff in the prequels. Like 2 and 3 are like, the personification of banging that wouldn't be that bad, but like, oh my god, I don't want to think about what you would catch from banging Rise of Skywalker.
I think of banging The Last Jedi, and I'm like, it's literally like almost designed for bang, marry, kill, and in the sequel trilogy, that's like one of my favorite movies now. And so to me, it's like it is literally like a one-time thing with the sequel trilogy.
Although, like, if it was just the sequel trilogy, bang, marry, kill, I feel like that's designed for bang, Force Awakens, because it's just like, it's pure visual delight. It's it's fun and it's over and it promises more than it can give. Whereas you marry The Last Jedi, because even if you don't like it, you're bickering all your fucking life, and then you kill the shit out of Rise of Skywalker.
Well, I think you marry The Last Jedi as well because marriage is about compromise, and marriage is hard, but it's important. Like you develop in important ways, even if you don't like it, and it's probably for the best. That's a good point. Sick.
Cheers.
All right.
Oh, I know an embarrassingly small amount about Star Wars,
Yeah.
I haven't even seen Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, just
superficially, what would you choose then?
From what I know, marry the original.
Correct.
For the fact that I haven't seen Rise of Skywalker, and the only reason I haven't seen it is because it made Richard so upset that I was like, I don't think I could handle it. So I'd have to kill the sequel and bang the prequel.
Nice. Because the prequels are for kids. That's why I hesitated at first, because I was like, because, everyone's defense of Phantom Menace is it's a kids movie, and then I was like, oh, easy, and then I was like, wait a minute, do I want to say I want to bang the Phantom Menace? And then I was like, no, wait a minute, I'm not banging.
For me, it's like I don't like 100. Well, not 100%. I don't like any of the prequel movies fully, and so I'd kill it. But I'd bang the sequel trilogy because even though it gets really good and I get heartbroken in the end, I still have that nice memory of that one night we spent together.
No, wouldn't it be like
tragic.
it's like a ruined orgasm? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's amazing, but then yeah.
I mean, that's still better than the prequel trilogy, am I right? All right, let's race through a few of these, the other ones that I did. Bang, marry, kill, underwater levels, zero gravity levels, or escort missions in video games.
Kill underwater levels. I hate underwater levels. And then
bang, zero G levels, because it's like, whoa, what's going on here? This is interesting.
Yeah. And then marry, escort missions, because it's like they're reliable, they're always there.
And you got a buddy.
Yeah, and you got a buddy.
Yeah. What is marriage if not one big escort mission?
Yeah.
Towards death.
And then if we're throwing in there as well, give the marriage, I would give it all away for one night with a train level.
Yeah, train level. The caviar of video of video game event levels, train top levels. Agreed. Bang, marry, kill, Alien, Predator, or the concept of Requiem.
Ooh, I'm gonna Google the actual definition of Requiem.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a mass for the repose of the souls of the dead.
What?
I'm banging that, dude. This is revealing so much about my like adventurous side. Like, as soon as I don't understand something, I'm like, yeah, I'll bang that.
An act or token of remembrance, or a musical composition setting parts of a Requiem mass or of a similar character. Okay.
Oh, I feel like you marry Requiem then.
Yeah, and then kill.
A token of remembrance sounds nice.
Well, I mean, I guess this is, again, like, because the alien design is famously very phallic.
But do you want to bang? Do you want to bang a xenomorph? It's the question. But I guess it's the concept of the movie and not the creature itself as to not be objectifying.
But then also Predator's like famously super macho.
Not into
this
that.
is harder than I thought.
What's more macho? A famously macho movie or a big dick?
Well, I mean, the xenomorph from Alien is supposed to be vaginal as well as phallic, though.
Yeah. You got the face.
2 for 1.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to say kill Alien and marry Predator because Predator seemed like they are
I thought
intelligent.
you were marrying Requiem.
Oh, okay, bang Predator. I'm marrying Requiem, killing Alien, banging Predator because Predator seemed like intelligent humanoid-esque beings, whereas I feel like the aliens are like animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you could choose the ways that you wanted to die, though.
You got by banging an alien.
That'd be pretty good.
Are we adding a fourth thing to this? It's bang, marry, kill, and choose which one could kill you. be killed by. Jess, do you have any more that you'd like to go through?
I do have one more, if you wanted
Tell
to
me.
hear it. Okay. This is very much going out of the pop culture circle. This is just like generic. I'm just interested. So should Shag marry Macca's BK or K-Fry?
That's still pop cultural.
Cool.
If anything, we need more content about fast food chains.
Yeah. Okay. I would marry KFC. Because I feel like if I marry BK or Macca's, like KFC, you gain something else, you know? Whereas like with Burger King or McDonald's, whatever one you choose to marry, you're always going to be wondering what if the other one, you know? Because they're so similar.
Not if you kill them.
Yes. So, but now here's my conflict, because if reading the menu, I way prefer Burger King. However, and the first time I had Burger King was like the greatest fast food experience of my life, and I've been forever chasing that high. So, whereas McDonald's is a lot more reliable, but I often will like tweak the menu a little bit. But you know, they're very accommodating to that because they have touch screens, and Burger King doesn't. But Burger King I would kill, and it's like a mercy killing. It's the pillow and gun in the face.
Absolutely.
Because McDonald's, I would bang. You can. Although Burger King's slogan is "Have it your way," it's actually easier to have it your way at McDonald's. So you know, you go up, you choose what you want in the touch screen, no human contact, and then you get exactly what you want. That's what I'm after for a bang.
That's the best bag. No human contact.
Yeah, but then in a marriage, that would be, you know, you don't want that every night. But then KFC is like coming home to your greasy spouse. That's the kind of thing I fantasize about.
Part of the romance of marriage is having to compromise, right? Part of the romance of it is allowing something to change you as much as you change them or it in this case. Look, I gotta marry McDonald's, dude. Like McDonald's is the king. They are the king of the game. They are so good. They are the Disney of fast food. Like they are the most consistent. They have done something to their flavor that no other fast food can replicate. Whereas I feel like Burger King, Carl's Jr., Wendy's all kind of taste a little bit more similar, whereas McDonald's feels like its own thing. I would kill Burger King because I haven't had good Burger King in years. Like whenever I go to a Burger King, it's a dingy ass, like
it's when they got rid of the whole diner aesthetic.
Yeah, it's dark. It's always dark in Burger Kings these days. It always feels grim. And I would bang KFC because it is different. And as we've established, that's what I want in a bang, is something different.
Jeez,
if I'm going to have a one-night stand, it should be with something that I've never had sex with before. So therefore, I'm choosing fried chicken as the thing to have sex with.
I would kill Burger King, obviously.
Yeah.
I just put it out of its misery.
Burger King's the one that got away for me.
It's just, yeah. It's never
No,
been
you
good.
deserve better than Burger King, dude. Burger King's your abusive relationship.
Yeah, man.
Unlike these other fast food joints, which are not abusive relationships, even though for me at least they absolutely are.
It is worth mentioning that Jess and I had Burger King for dinner.
It wasn't great.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Jess, continue.
And then I would bang Macca's.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, you know, it's always great, and you know what you're gonna get. So you know, you just go there, get what you came for. Bugger off. KFC, I would marry the hell out of that. I didn't have KFC until I was like quite old, like an adult, because the KFC in Whangarei is like the most disgusting hellhole you've ever seen. And so it wasn't until I moved to Auckland that I had it, and I feel like it completes me.
You have to keep in mind, though, that the crusher machine is going to be broken most of the
God.
time.
That's the compromise, isn't it?
That's the compromise.
That's the compromise in the marriage.
Yeah. But then you're really willing to not have chicken nuggies, to be going to bed next to chicken nuggies every
I
night
think
for the
I'd
rest
rather
of your
have
life.
popcorn. I prefer popcorn chicken to chicken nuggets.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. I've said it.
Yeah, no, fuck. I'll even though we just had Burger King, I'm keen to go get KFC after this.
When the crusher machine does work. Magic.
Oh, yeah. And when they have the
Magic.
jelly tip crushers. Oh, boy. One happy chappy right here. All right. What have we got next for the Discord?
Yeah, let's go to the Discord for some ideas. So I'm not. With this, there were too many ideas. I wrote on there last night asking for suggestions. Went to bed, woke up, 100 suggestions, literally 100 suggestions. So I've just selected a few of my favorite ones, the ones that made me laugh the most, and we're going to go through. Well, not even laugh the most, the ones that I thought that were the most interesting, and we'll go.
It made you think the most.
And they made me think the most. Wow. All right, so apologies if your one didn't make the cut, but here they are. The first one we're going to talk about is from Discord user Pilot. He says the Cornetto trilogy. So Bang, Marry, Kill, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, or The World's End. I feel like our answers are probably going to be the same, Richard, but lay it on me.
Your nose hairs are really long.
That is a great
This is
observation.
not the time for this. You're going to have to explain it.
No, I'm not.
Can you see that over the video chat? How long
No,
there?
he's doing an inside joke on a fucking podcast.
An inside joke that only AJ and I get.
This is like AJ's the third rule of podcasting.
There's a good
Do you
story.
want to talk about it, bro?
Huh?
You wanted to save this for when we cover the Cornetto trilogy.
And I'm teasing it. It's called foreshadowing. And then it'll be a callback when we do it.
It's about nose hairs. You've laid the you've ruined the orgasm.
Yeah, this is what having sex with
AJ is
What was that thing I
the
said?
sequel trilogy was. Anyway,
Yeah.
so so my answer. I mean, what are yours?
So I would say I would marry Hot Fuzz because it's just one of my favorite movies and I
Yeah.
would want to be with it forever. I would bang Shaun of the Dead because, I don't know, I like what... It was very instrumental in my tastes, but as a movie, I'm actually not 100% in love with it, which is a typical attribute of someone you've banged once, right? And I would kill The World's End because I think it's a disappointing movie and I've only seen it once.
I don't think The World's End is disappointing, but I would probably go the same. Yeah, Hot Fuzz is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I could watch that every day for the rest of my life. But The World's End, I mean, it's just like, it's the most depressing one, for sure. And so I think that's part of the reason it's like, death feels appropriate for it almost. Jess?
Yeah, I'd say the same. Marry Hot Fuzz. There's a nice story behind that for us, kind of.
Yeah.
First movie
Is this an
we
inside
watched
joke?
together. It's how I knew Richard was the one. When he was like, yeah, Hot Fuzz is sick.
Well, when
I
he
was like,
liked
"Done."
this movie that most men like.
Yeah,
No, well, it's,
my standards are pretty low, mate.
it's the
He's
only-
not like other guys. He enjoys Hot Fuzz.
Jess came around to my house for the first time and we were like, should we watch a movie? And then out of my big DVD wall, I was like, pick a movie. And she picked out Hot Fuzz. And it was like, that's my favorite movie.
Oh.
And then the next two times we saw each other, we watched the other two. But anyway. Yeah, sweet. Next one.
All right, this is from Tourette/F4 Stan account. And I will remind you that these are the concepts and not the people involved in the following description. So Bang, Marry, Kill, the human centipede, the tusk walrus, or the midsummer family tree.
Remind me of what the family tree actually refers to.
Is that the one that gets pissed on?
I don't actually know. I can't remember either. I thought you would remember.
There's an ancestral tree.
Yeah, there's the ancestral tree, but then it's also like, are you talking about just like the actual like what you would call a family tree, as in like, you know,
when
the
they like
people being
breed
related
brothers and
shit?
sisters together to get the weird.
Yeah.
Let's say it's
children.
that. Let's say it's that.
Okay, the actual concept of like the lineage and
Yeah.
yeah, that and the tusk walrus.
Mm.
Okay, I would bang the human centipede 100%.
Shit, yeah. Oh, actually, no. None of the orifices are like available.
No, we're talking about the concept of a human centipede,
God, please
not the
God.
literal people involved.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I still think though that we can talk about like not the chick at the back of the human centipede's real hot. It's just like if you had to bang a human centipede, regardless of who it is, or you know the tusk walrus, not Justin Long, or the family tree from Midsummer, not whatever Swedish extras they got. I would go bang the human centipede. I would kill the tusk walrus because that's like, I was going to say that feels like the most miserable one, but then obviously the human centipede is. But then, I would kill the tusk walrus and then I would marry into the Midsummer family tree. This is an easy one. Next.
Have you seen the human centipede?
I've seen what it looks like, and I've seen those fucking no.
I've seen the film, and it was such a bad experience. It's such a bad movie that I would absolutely
the guy died.
kill.
The doctor from it died like a month ago.
Oh yeah. I would absolutely kill the human centipede as a concept because I think it's stupid.
Yeah, see, I think it's
bad and gross. I would bang the Tusk Walrus because I admire Kevin Smith in a lot of ways, and while Tusk is not a good movie, I kind of admire the spontaneity and freefall attitude that he has when he made Tusk, and that's sexy to me. That's a that's an experience I'd rather have maybe only once. I mean, banging Tusk is essentially what I did when I watched it once and was like, well, never going to watch that again. And, I can take a disappointed bang, but I wouldn't want a disappointing marriage. And I would marry the Midsummer Family Tree because, by all accounts, that's very fulfilling, and
they like it,
Yeah, and it's an experience that would leave you feeling very loved for the rest of your life. So, I mean, that Florence Pugh gets into it. So,
yeah.
Either that or you're killed. So it's like a win-win.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying I would marry it because Florence Pugh is in it. I'm saying that.
Oh, AJ, stop being so sexist.
Judging by her personal experience, yeah, it's sexist to say I would marry someone. I'm trying to not be sexist on the marriage one. Like it's that the theme of the resolve of that movie is that the cult is like good for her mental well-being and supportive of her. So I would want that.
I think we took different morals out of the film.
Too bad.
Jess?
Yeah, I'd marry into the family tree.
Yeah.
But I'd have to kill Tusk because I just find it like revolting. It is horrendous. I haven't seen the film.
The human centipede, where they literally eat secondhand shit, is fine. That's not as upsetting.
I've managed to watch the human centipede.
Jess is like, I can fuck with that.
I cannot watch Tusk. Like, I can't bring myself to do it because I feel like I'd vomit.
Okay, so the thing is, I think that having your face in someone's butt is inherently a little bit sexual, whereas a walrus isn't.
All right, I changed my answer. That's a good point. All right, this one comes to us from Mike Noyes. He says, this is hard. This is a hard one. The Hangover, American Pie, Revenge of the Nerds.
Nice. I like
Bang,
that.
marry, kill. So this was, of course, a callback to 3 film franchise 4 nights episodes we did in a row, which was our problematic dated comedy series.
As hard as this is, I think it's really easy. Kill Revenge of the Nerds, bang American Pie, marry Hangover.
I can understand killing Revenge of the Nerds. It's easily the least, even just in terms of films, it's the worst series.
Yeah.
Although American Pie, actually, no, you're right. You're fucking right, aren't you? Because if you marry, actually, I was going to say because American Pie has such bad sequels, but The Hangover, I'm not that jazzed about. Like, I'm not in love with The Hangover. So I'm going to say bang The Hangover and marry American Pie, because even though you have to suffer through that horrible like section of straight to DVD sequels, in the end you get American Reunion.
Yeah, which is like a settled down.
Yeah, and yes, we are getting American Pie Girls Rules in the future if we're counting that in this concept. But if that is truly the feminist reimagining that I predicted it might be in my American Pie video, then maybe that's changed and developed as a person.
That's the feminist reimagining of your marriage.
When you leave your husband for another woman?
Yeah, so that's my answer.
Nice. Yeah, actually,
I'd agree
I
with
can
that.
fuck with that.
All right. Mike also suggested, similarly, the pie from American Pie, the pies from Sweeney Todd, or the pies from The Help. What is the pie from The Help? I haven't seen The Help.
It's
got poo in it.
Shit pie.
Okay, thank you.
What is the pie from Sweeney Todd?
It's human.
It's got human meat in it.
And what is the pie?
It's got apple. Okay, by all accounts, the American Pie is the best pie to bang. They never talk about it being bad. It's just embarrassing you got caught.
But it's also got human meat in it.
No, the American... you piece of shit. No, I think we can assume these are for the sake of this exercise, these are untainted pies at the time
pies.
I think
of
it
us.
has to be post Peony.
Maybe it does because that's what's wrong with the pie.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
surely
The other
you'd
ones have
marry
something
that
wrong with it.
pie.
Yeah, had Jason Biggs' dick in it.
Yeah.
I would probably I would bang the American pie still, even though, I mean, it's got a hole made for it.
Yeah, it's still pretty
and-
much good as new.
And I would marry the Sweeney Todd pie because it's humanized.
Well, I think
there's literal people meat in it, so therefore I would feel the most like I was marrying a actual human.
well, because the thing is, like, shit tastes like shit. Like, shit is going to be a bad taste, whereas human meat isn't. It's gross the fact that you're doing it, but the taste of it isn't inherently bad. It's still just meat.
Well, we don't know what it tastes like, but I mean, he sells it to people and they don't know that it's human, so maybe that's a...
Yeah. Apparently, it tastes closest to pork.
Yes, I've heard that as well.
Yes, I've heard that as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So what was that? Bang American Pie, kill the help, marry Sweeney Todd.
Kill the help?
I would switch shit.
You'd marry the
Uh,
American Pie.
You would switch shit, did you say?
yeah, I just can't handle the idea of a human pie hanging around. I'd kill that one.
You wouldn't want to be married to a human pie for your whole life?
Nah.
What's wrong with you?
Chopped up human pie. Bits of human pie. I'm not up for bits. And then the shit pie, you can just, have a boring marriage where you don't
You
have
could
any
just
sex.
not eat it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just smell.
You can just chuck it in the fridge. She'll be right. Because it's not like it's entirely shit. It's like there's a little bit of shit put in it.
Because also she doesn't notice immediately that she's eating shit, does she?
No. It's because
it's a chocolate pie.
She says something. The maid says something, and then she.
Oh, yeah, she's like, "You're eating my shit."
You're eating my shit.
You're describing the experience of every of any girl who's been in a relationship with me, where it's like, well, he's not entirely shit.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was eating shit.
Yeah, but then once you get to that point, and once it's been pointed out to you, it's like revolting.
Oh, makes me sad.
All right, Jensen CS on the Discord suggested bang, marry, kill, car chases, rooftop chases, or crowded chases.
Okay, now if we had train chases in here, this would be a whole different story. Okay, so repeat them back to me. I was
Car
too busy thinking about
chases,
trains.
rooftop chases, and crowded chases.
So I would kill crowd chasers. They're too jarring for me. People getting pushed out of the way all the time. I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
I would bang car chasers because that shit's hot, and I would marry rooftop chasers because quite often
I agree.
they're shot quite
Yeah.
cinematically, and they're quite beautiful. Often done at like dusk.
Well, because car chases feel like the most exhilarating. And it's it's a very get your heart racing kind of thing. Whereas a rooftop chase is like an admiration of like the skill.
Yeah. So I would marry rooftop chases because if you want, you can actually take a breather and you can sort of go at a pace that's comfortable with you. With a car chase, I kind of want to be dominated. You know what I mean? Like if I'm not the driver of the car in the car chase. Then it's like someone is taking me for a ride, and that's pretty thrilling. I'm not in control of the situation. Something different, something I'd want to try out. But yeah, kill crowded chases because they're just annoying.
Too many people.
All right, coming up now to I was going to say the final, but we've got about half of our Discord ones left to go. Let's race through some of these. The Ridiculous Six, the Magnificent Seven, or the Hateful Eight. This comes to us from Spoodle Goop. Bang, marry, kill. Ridiculous Six, Magnificent Seven, Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight is my favorite movie out of those, but I don't want to. It's the most evil of them. Like,
but if we are talking about them as concepts, as movies, then the Hateful Eight also shows the most maturity, the most craft.
Yeah, but it's also hateful.
No, I know, but I would want to marry someone that has the attributes of an auteur, like that is skillful and admirable in that way.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna marry Magnificent Seven. I'm gonna bang the ridiculous six, and I'm gonna kill the hateful eight.
Wow.
Yep,
I'm going to marry...
That feels like what each of those would want. Like, each of those would be proud to hear that that's what they were chosen for.
That's probably true. Yeah. I would marry Hateful Eight just because I enjoy the filmmaking of it more than the other two. I would kill the Magnificent Seven because I found it kind of boring and I'm not into it. And I would, of course, bang the Ridiculous Six because you'd probably regret it, but, you know.
You would have a good time, but you'd feel gross afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Jess?
That's my exact experience of watching the Ridiculous Six.
I feel like I'm going to have to abstain from this question because I haven't seen any of these.
That's not that bad.
So it's
not as bad as when you said you didn't know Star Wars that much. Like that's like, oh,
that's when people turn off. They haven't even heard this part.
These are a bit more
like the Ridiculous Six fans, like Rowan sitting there listening with this like wall of Ridiculous Six action figures. Like, I can't believe it.
Spoodle Group also suggested 2 guys, a girl, and a pizza place. Would you rather bang? I know this technically breaks the rule for 2 of them. Bang, marry, kill 2 guys, a girl, or a pizza place.
I would kill 2 guys, bang a girl, marry a pizza place.
Yeah, man. Fuck yeah. No, wait, no. I should marry the girl, right? I should bang the pizza place and marry the girl.
No, the pizza place is going to make you money. You want to be around for it and get a lifetime of free pizza, you fucking idiot.
That's why you want to kill it. You know, keep yourself healthy. Kill the pizza place.
Yeah,
bang the 2 guys, marry the girl.
Well, I wouldn't bang the 2 guys, personally. But I respect
that's homophobic.
Your decision.
Wow. Thought you were woke, AJ.
Don't know why you thought that. Spoodle Goop also suggests, this is a bit of a esoteric one for the fans of the podcast. Bang, marry, kill, dumb IMDb trivia, up top useless statistics, or we talk about titles a lot on this podcast.
Oh,
some of the
God,
most important segments
question.
on film franchise formats.
I would kill dumb IMDb trivia.
Really? I thought you loved dumb IMDb trivia.
I love dumb IMDb trivia, but they're inherently dumb by their definition. This, like, I'm talking about the concept of it, not the segments, you know? Like, yeah, the stuff contained within it.
The personification of those segments.
Yeah. And
which
then
you would rather be around.
I would marry up top useless statistics. Because it's like, you know, there's like that girl that no one else can see how beautiful she is, but she means a lot to you. And then she takes off her glasses and she lets her hair down and the whole world sees how beautiful she is. That's up top useless statistics. And then I guess, banging titles.
And there's a romance as well to her disappearing for a long time, and she was like the one that got away, but then she came back into your life, and it's like,
and like Jeremy would be totally the type of person to keep someone from me like that.
Yeah. This is getting pretty dense cult Popture lore.
Yeah, well, you're 55 minutes into the podcast. I think we can. Jess, what about you?
Oh, this is a toughie.
Like as an avid listener of the podcast.
This is so hard.
This is the hardest one.
This is the hardest one. I love all of those segments.
I would kill dumb IMDb trivia for similar reasons to you, but also because it's the least. It's the hardest one to set up. You've got sometimes IMDb trivia sections are really long, and a lot of the trivia is fine, and you've really got to search for the dumb stuff. So it's too much work. I'd kill dumb IMDb trivia. As much as I want to marry up top useless statistics, let's be honest, Richard, I'm married to the title.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm not going to try and take the titles away from you.
I already am married to the title.
This is one of those things where, like, if you and I are going out in a club and we see up top useless statistics and we see we talk about titles a lot on this podcast, like, I go, bro, you like, obviously you take the titles. I'll take.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess I would bang up top useless statistics, but I would have a connection with them, and
like we would bang each other's wives. Jess, you have to marry Dumb IMDb Trivia.
I would. I genuinely
Is
can't
there
decide.
Jess? Could you marry Dumb IMDb Trivia on the promise of like a Lois Griffin Peter Griffin relationship, or a Marge Simpson Homer Simpson relationship, where like you're like the hot sitcom wife with the dumb fat husband?
Or would you want something
No.
that's different from real life?
Oh my god.
I got it there
Amazing.
before anyone else could.
So I made myself feel bad and not you. Not you.
I think I'd have to marry up top useless statistics. Shag. Titles and kill. IMDb Trivia.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want to bang the like dumb but real hot dumb IMDb Trivia though?
Nah, because it's real inconsistent.
Oh.
You know, I feel like you'd end up with chodes a lot.
Wouldn't it be like the sexy one-time thing that you're like, oh, that's so embarrassing, but also I'd kind of do it again if the opportunity.
Nah, because I feel like
arose.
it's like going into a bar with a blindfold on, not talking to anyone, not getting grasp of anyone's, character or anything about them, picking someone and then banging them.
Do you take the blindfold off at any point?
Nope.
Wow. Kinky.
Didn't know you're that kind of girl. All right, we got two more, and they're both from Baston on Discord. Sort of a class, two ones that are a kind of classic trios. Well, one of them is. This one is Bang, Marry, Kill, The Simpsons, Futurama, Disenchantment.
Kill Disenchantment, bang Futurama, marry The Simpsons. Easy.
Yeah.
I would marry Futurama.
Yeah,
I think
Really?
Futurama, by design, gets to like the depths of humanity in a way that is clear and communicative. Whereas The Simpsons, while it can be deep, it's because of the type of show it is, it's not really trying to be anything particularly existential.
That's true. Futurama has more substance.
Futurama is about the universe.
Like Futurama is sexier. It's a sexier show in every definition of the word.
Mm. That does make sense as well. But I think I would marry Futurama. I would bang the much older and experienced The Simpsons, and I'd kill Disenchantment. But it's not that I don't like Disenchantment. It just hasn't. Maybe in 10 years when Disenchantment's had a better run, I would change my answer. But
I don't think that's going to happen.
Bit of a letdown.
So, Jess, what was your one? You'd marry The Simpsons?
I think I've changed my mind. I think I agree with AJ actually that I'd marry Futurama.
Oh, and bang the mature Simpsons.
Bang, yeah. Get a bit of MILF action in there.
last one for the episode: Carbonite, Adamantium, and Vibranium. So Carbonite being is Carbonite fictional or is it actually a real thing?
Yeah, it's fictional.
Fictional.
You think of
So
carbon.
it's what Han Solo is frozen in Star Wars. Adamantium is what Wolverine's bones are coated with and what his claws are made out of, and Vibranium is the metal that crashed on Earth and was the basis for the Wakandan system.
This is the easiest one
civilization.
Sorry, actually, technically carbonite is real, but it's not like it's obviously there are things named carbonite, but obviously it's the fictional substance from Star Wars.
Okay, so the one that freezes you, the one that's real strong, and the one that for some reason
has
makes
every
you
power.
technologically advanced.
Well, you'd kill Carbonite.
Yeah.
You would bang Adamantium, and you would marry Vibranium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Or I mean, like, if you want a strong marriage, you go for bloody Adamantium. But at the same time, like, Vibranium also is as strong as Adamantium, but has like every other fucking power associated with it.
I was trying to think. Oh, that's rough on Adamantium, eh? That like Vibranium is everything you are, but even more.
Just more shit.
Yeah,
that's something you don't want to hear.
Stronger because Cap's shield is supposed to be like a Vibranium Adamantium alloy, but they couldn't say Adamantium in the MCU. So I think they just say it's a Vibranium alloy. But
that does make Adamantium sexier though, because now it's like it's forbidden.
Mm.
There's a secret to Adamantium.
It's the hard
Yeah,
stuff.
I was trying to think of a way to like have a different answer, but there really is no way around killing carbonite. It's easily the least sexy and the least emotionally available of the metals.
Unless you're into that.
Is it even a metal? Yeah, maybe that's what you. Maybe people would choose to marry carbonite if they, they're always picking bad people.
Well, and also there's those like
people.
vac beds you can get.
Oh my god! Yeah,
yeah. Are you familiar with those, AJ?
Yeah, I didn't think that'd ever be brought up, but this is a podcast that this episode is 1/3 about sex, so maybe
Kink
I should have
Popture.
expected something like this to come up. Kink Popture.
Vac beds essentially create the same effect as carbonite. If you're curious, Google it if you're curious. And yeah, I mean, so yeah, hey, like there is an audience out there for carbonite,
And we are here to respect what you're into, even if we do not share those same.
And
desires.
I think I'll probably marry vibranium. It's
Oh yeah.
it provides for you, and also you can get fucking Black Panther powers.
Fuck you.
Adamantium feels more like a curse.
A 60 kiss.
That's the one you want to bang? Is the one that curses you? Feels like there's a real life application for that metaphor. All right, that's all.
Like
that's all,
adamantium
folks.
would be fucking like if you could have a day with adamantium bones and like fucking things coming out of your hands. Although that's not like he already had those; they're just coated in adamantium. Like that'd be fucking sick, but you wouldn't want to spend all your whole life like that.
That is fair enough. Hey, look, let's wrap up this episode of the Cult Popture podcast. Thank you for joining us for this fun, silly little game on Bang, Marry, Kill. Let us know what, not who, what you would bang, marry, or kill in the comments of this episode. I hope this wasn't too blue for people. We kind of wanted to do a more chilled out one for this week, because it felt like we hadn't done a chilled out one in a long time. So and we got a lot of good feedback from our Would You Rather episode. So I was like, oh, let's do another one like that.
If you've got next we'll do a Never Have I Ever.
I feel like Never Have I Ever is just inherently a less interesting game though.
Or movie truth or pop culture true or dare.
Pop
Truth or dare.
culture spin the bottle is the next one we do. It's pop cultural beer pong. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. If you like this, then please go and find Cult Popture at all the places. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. You can subscribe to us on Apple iTunes podcasts. You can like us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And you can also email us at cultpopturemedia@gmail.com. Join our Discord, and if you like, join our Patreon at www.patreon.com/cultpopture. And please stay tuned for the post-credit scene after this episode. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Jess.
Thank you,
Thank
AJ.
you.
Thank each other.
Thank you, Juice.
Thanks, Richard.
Oh, let us know in the comments. Bang, marry, kill, Richard, Jess, AJ.
Oh, I'm gonna get killed.
Wow, what an episode of the Cult Popture podcast. What was your favourite part?
I liked that part too.
Very nice. I was going to stitch you up there. I was going to wait for your answer and then be like, no, Richard, I was talking to the audience, which we do. Arguably, for most of the podcast, we are talking to the audience, I guess, including this moment here.
I'd say the entire podcast.
Yeah, I don't talk to you at all.
I talked over you
Yeah.
to demonstrate how little listening to you I was doing.
Noted. So this is our post-credit sequence where at the end of each episode, we take a question or a topic or some kind of prompt from our patrons who donate more than $5 or $5 or more at patreon.com/cultpopture, which you can get in on too. Send us your discussion prompt for the post-credit sequence. And today, this post-credit sequence comes to us from Tyler Brayley, long-time listener of the show, and friend as well. And he says, I recently started learning Premiere Pro with the aim of making a retrospective doco-style film about my teenage antics with my friends. When you guys make cold Popture videos, how do you start putting it together? I know Richard made a pilot about a band, and one particular scene had so many short, fast cuts you could tell it took a long time to make. As a novice in filmmaking, where is a good place to start constructing a project from a mountain of footage with no clear narrative and limited coverage? I love that he says, I know Richard made this pilot because Tyler's fucking in it. He's a central character in this unaired pilot that you made.
It's interesting because, like, the thing he's talking about, it's like a musical performance thing, and so it was like, you know, we just we had one camera, so we shot the thing like 10 times, and I essentially was able to sync all the footage up and then treat it as a multicam shoot. So it's like, well, it did take a while to finesse, and there's things like cutting to the beat that make things like that a little bit easier, but that was essentially like a multicam shoot, so it's not so much what he's asking for. But AJ, when you're putting together a video essay, how would you what sort of advice would carry over to what Tyler's after?
Well, I mean, when you want to find the exact clip you're talking about, I can't tell you how much you can improve a documentary, which is essentially what video essays are, just you don't own any of the footage that you're showing. Like, you improve it so much by actually showing on screen the stuff you're talking about. You can't always do that, and sometimes you're not talking about a specific thing on screen, and that's actually why I've shifted more to actually delivering Pistacams in recent years, as opposed to not featuring in it at all, is so that I have those scenes where I'm not saying anything that needs imagery put over it, where you can just see me talking. But yeah, I mean, there's no easy answer to this. It is just...
Yeah, well, my other piece of advice, I guess, would be, because there are times, especially like when I was younger, when I'd just be playing around with footage, and I would, like, the idea of just a cut, I was like, how do they, like, do this in movies? Because, like, in my mind, it's like, no, you need to dissolve them. This is like, you know, when I was very young kind of thing. And so you put, like, a fade between them, and then you go, like, why doesn't mine look like a professional thing?
Yeah.
And then so it's like, I mean, obviously a more grown-up version of that, but like, think of what you're trying to make and then look at versions of that. So say, like, if it's just, you've got a pile of footage of you and your mates, you know, just dicking around when you were kids kind of thing, watch, like, skate video compilations on YouTube and things like that, like things where it's the camera works very kinetic, because that's another thing that it can look strange cutting between different types of shots, and see what they do and how, and when they cut from like movement to movement, or when they cut from like movement to still, or still to moving, and yeah, just try and emulate that. And I guess, you know, if you've got this mountain of footage, I guess you kind of just have to like chip away at it, you know, watch a clip and make note of like the time code of the stuff that you know you're going to want to use, and you know, you're essentially just logging it. It's like the most boring fucking job there is, but it's all in like all kind of movies and everything like that, like they have someone whose job it is to log everything, write down the time code and what it is, and then that way you can do like a paper edit of it, and then you go and, you know, just sort of like actually put it together.
When I was working as a freelance editor, and I would have to edit, say, like 20 minutes of an interview down into a 2-minute video, you go through, I wouldn't even watch it first. I would look at the audio waveform and see when the interviewer is asking a question, and I'd cut out all those parts so that I'm only getting the person answering the question, and then you comb through that 5 or 6 times. You watch the whole interview, you mark what you think is useful, then, you know, maybe you delete everything else, you're only at 10 minutes. Go through that 10 minutes. Cut. Eventually you just get to a state of killing your darlings that you can get to when it's not your personal passion project, because you can just go, who cares? People don't know what they're not seeing. So there you go.
Yeah.